I'm back with my Sunday stories. Today, as the caption says, hospitality pays. Hospitality is serving your guests, serving anyone who comes to your house, or if you are in a school or a hotel or a place of work, office. Guests are always welcomed and looked after. This is all is what is hospitality. I have two stories, so let us start. So there was a clerk. His name was Jim. He worked in a hotel and he was at the reception. He was the one who met all the guests when they came. So it was the New Year time and it was very cold outside, and the whole hotel where he worked, all the rooms were booked, all the halls were booked. There was just no place for anyone else to come and stay there, even for a night. Like people had come and to spend the New Year and to spend 2-3 days there, and so it was all booked. Now late night, an old man entered their hotel and he came to the reception. He met Jim and he asked if he could get a room, a single room. All the rooms were actually full. There was just no place where he could accommodate this old man. Jim felt very bad because he was actually a very old man and it was very cold. It was snowing outside. We all know December end, January is actually very cold, and he felt very bad that this man would have to go away and find a place for himself at this cold, windy and late night. So he said that I have just one single small room, if you will not mind, because all the other rooms are booked. If you don't mind, I can give you a very simple room. So the old man had no option. He said, all right, I just have to spend the night and I'll go in the morning. So he took him to a very humble room, a very simple room, which had just one bed, no sofa set or no luxuries or all that in the room. So he said, all right, your hotel has such simple rooms also for the guests. So Jim said, no sir, actually the whole hotel is full of guests and there was no room empty, but I couldn't send you out in this windy night. It's snowing outside, it's so cold, you are also old, and where would you find a hotel at this time of the night? So this is my room, I stay here, and if you don't mind, please spend the night here and I'll cook for you myself. And whatever he had, Jim had, he was on a clerical grade. He was not a very rich man or so, but he cooked simple food for that old man. He gave him hot coffee and made him comfortable. And in fact, he spent the whole night at the reception. After serving him, he went there and he said, you are our guest. It is my duty to look after you. The old man slept there and it was morning. He had his simple breakfast again and left the hotel. But before going, he gave Jim a card and said, please come and meet me. You have been a very good host to me. I was a guest here, but I want. And Jim did not take anything. Jim said, no, this is my house. I can't take any payment from you because this is not a hotel room. So the man insisted that please, whenever you're free tomorrow, please come and meet me. And he gave him his card. So Jim promised him, all right, he would go. So, Jim felt that that man should not feel bad because he had not taken any payment. So he said, all right, he was an old man and I should go. It's a new year and I should go and meet him and wish him a happy new year. So Jim, as promised, he went there and was surprised to know that this man was a very big hotelier. He was the head of a chain of hotels and was going from one hotel to another, finding a manager for a new hotel, a new 7-star hotel that he had just opened. When Jim went there, he was welcomed by the man himself, and there were a good host of people, with flowers and with gifts for Jim. He reached there at the appointed time, at the promised time, and he was welcomed. The flowers showered on him and he was surprised, and he looked at that man and he said, I am the head of a chain of hotels. There were many hotels which came under him, and he wanted a manager for that new project, the new hotel that he had opened. Jim was appointed as the manager of his new 7-star hotel. Hospitality pays. Jim was such a good host for this old man. He was so hospitable. He cooked for them. He made him comfortable in his own room. He spent his night, at the reception. And his hospitality paid. He got this good job of a manager, and yes, obviously his life must have become different then. Another story. This is a story of pigeons. It is not only, although, we know that pigeons don't speak, but yes, maybe they also have the same way that we have. So this is a story about 2 pigeons. They were both husband and wife, and every day they used to go together in search of grains, in search of food, and then they used to come back and have food together and lived a very simple, nice life in their nest. So one day what happened was, they both went out at the same time. They found grain and all, and it became very cloudy. So the husband told his wife, the pigeon husband told his pigeon wife, that you go home and wait for me, be comfortable, it might rain anytime, I'm also coming. So the wife, obeying the husband, came back home, and as she reached her nest, it started raining. And it was dark, and it had started raining, and she became worried. She started waiting for the husband, and she said, my God, till now every day you come back. She thought to herself, where are you? So just then, she saw a hunter. She saw a hunter coming, and he had a cage. He was a bird catcher actually, and he had a cage, and this wife pigeon saw that it was her husband inside the cage, and she became very worried. Now what to do? So, but she couldn't do anything. She tried to in the rain. Birds usually don't come out in the rain. They go inside their nest and the holes in the houses, whatever they have made. So, she came and she, flew over him, flapped her wings, tried to irritate the bird catcher, somehow, so that he leaves the cage and she might do something to save the husband. But it didn't matter. It was raining so heavily. So he quickly came, and by chance he sat under the same tree where, these two used to live. And what he did was that he found, a place, some twig was hanging from there, protruding from there. So he hung the cage over there and decided to sit over there and wait for some time. So the rain to stop. So he was all wet and he was shivering with cold. So when he sat down, and he was so tired that he closed his eyes and wanted to, maybe he dozed off to sleep. So the pigeon wife came down and talked to the husband that what can we do? You are inside. How do I, what to do to make you free? So this pigeon's husband said, see, don't worry about me. Right now, this bird catcher is sitting under our tree. He is our guest. And he is shivering. He is all wet. Do something to make him comfortable. You are a host here. Don't worry about me. Now what? I am caught. And what has to happen has to happen. But you don't forget your duties towards a guest. Be hospitable. So obeying her husband, she quickly, flew here and there above the tree, and she tried to take out all the dry twigs, and she kept, brought them one by one, and she lighted a fire for this man. And this man, as he started feeling comfortable and warm because there was a fire now lighted just near him and his clothes started drying, he started feeling so comfortable, and then he opened his eyes to see a fire there, and he was shocked to see a small pigeon working, bringing more twigs and trying to, flourish the fire so that he feels more warm. And he was surprised to see a pigeon do this. Both the husband pigeon and the wife pigeon had not noticed the bird catcher had opened his eyes, and he was noticing everything. So, then the bird pigeon, the wife pigeon, she went to the husband and told, see, I have made a fire and now must be comfortable. His clothes are also drying. Now what to do next? How do I free you? He said, see, don't worry about me. If I am caught and I have to go with this bird catcher, I will go. But you don't forget your duties. It is still not complete. Where is the food? She said, I don't have any food. It had become cloudy. I came home and we have just little grains. What can I cook for him? So, then while talking, she noticed that the bird catcher was looking at both of them. So she came and she said, you are our guest, and it is my duty to make you comfortable. My husband is here in the cage, and what am I to do without him? Moreover, I don't have, you must be hungry, you must be tired, but I don't have any food. So I am sacrificing my life. I'll fall in the fire, and then you can cook me and eat me. So I'm falling into the fire. I'm sacrificing my life. But you please have food, and then only you leave this place, because you are a guest here and it is our duty to be hospitable and to make you comfortable. The bird catcher was really overwhelmed. He felt so bad that he had caught this type of a bird. The bird, both of them had such values, which may be, at one point of time may be missing in the human beings. But these birds, and she made the fire for me. I'm feeling comfortable. I'm feeling warm. My clothes have dried. And now she's ready to sacrifice her life for me. He said, no, you don't have to do that. I have my food. And he opened the cage and he, told the other pigeon also to come out. And he said, no, you have been so hospitable, and hospitality always pays. I will not take your husband too. You both can live happily ever after. And yes, you also try and be hospitable. Show hospitality to whoever comes to your house, be it a beggar, be it a rich man, be whoever. Be hospitable, because hospitality pays. I hope you like the story. We'll meet next Sunday with another story. Till then, goodbye. Do take care of yourself.